I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Will you join me in prayer, please? Thank you, Lord, for providing America with the best trained, equipped, and lead military force in the world today. Fill them with your saving grace and the gospel of peace, that we might shine as witness. It's in your name I most humbly pray. Amen.
Amen.
I'd like to share, well, first of all, thank you and welcome to our public meeting this evening. Appreciate you joining with us. I'd like to share a quote from Daniel Webster, senator from 1782 to 1852. God grants liberty only to those who love it and are always ready to guard and defend it. Okay, Commissioners, are there any additions or deletions to our agenda?
No, sir.
No, sir.
I'd like to entertain a motion to approve the minutes of our January 10th, 2013 public business meeting.
So moved.
Is there a second?
Second.
It has been moved by Commissioner Brody, seconded by Commissioner Valentine. All in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? Motion carries. All right. I'd like to report on the executive session held January 10th, 2013 at 4 p.m. The Board of County Commissioners at their meeting convened on January 10th, 2013 at 4 o'clock p.m. voted unanimously to go into executive session. The meeting time, place, and purpose of the meeting was provided in the public notice distributed on Tuesday, January 8th, 2013. The notice was provided in the same manner and also to the same entities as received the notice of the Commissioners' regular business meeting held on Thursday, January 10th, 2013. In accordance with State Government Article 10-508 of the Annotated Code of Maryland, and the purposes for which the meeting was closed were as followed. Consideration of a matter involving public safety, including the discussion of the deployment of fire and police services and staff and the development and implementation of emergency plans. Number 2, a matter involving the following: a personal matter affecting one or more specific individuals. B, consultation with staff about pending or potential litigation. C, consultation with counsel or obtained legal advice. Those in attendance for the entire closed session were Commissioner Michael W. McKay, Commissioner Creed V. Brody Jr., Commissioner William R. Valentine, County Attorney William M. Rudd, County Administrator David Eberly, and Cindy Young, Recording Secretary. Richard L. DeVore, Director of Emergency Services, was present only for the discussion of item number 1. Assistant County Attorney Barry R. Levine and Brian P. Westfall, Director of Human Resources and Personal Services, were present only for discussion item number 2. Director of Emergency Services Richard L. DeVore briefed the Commissioners on the recent SWOT study performed by Dr. Richard Alcord, EMS Medical Director for the state of Maryland, and specifically addressed how it may relate to the deployment of fire and public services and the development and implementation of emergency plans. Assistant County Attorney Barry R. Levine briefed the Commissioners about a pending grievance involving a specific county employee and possible litigation which may result from said grievance. The Commissioners discussed with staff the appropriate response in this matter. Legal advice was provided by County Attorney William M. Rudd as to item number 1, and the County Attorney William M. Rudd and Assistant County Attorney Barry R. Levine as to item number 2. No formal action was taken by the County Commissioners at this closed session, and the meeting was adjourned at 4:50 p.m. Yeah, and I think I pronounced that word right.
Good. Yeah.
Ooh.
You did good.
Yeah, after 2
They've
years.
changed it. It's no longer called an annotated code.
Anyhow, Hey, I'm the best you got, sorry. All right, gentlemen, we have a presentation, item number 1. This presentation is from the Allegheny County Salary Study Commission, and I understand their chairman, Mr. Bill Duvall, is here. Mr. Duvall, please.
Thank you and good evening, Commissioners.
Evening, sir.
Sir?
As the Salary Study Commission, we are charged, I better put my specs on so I can read this.
I was waiting for that.
Thanks, Bill. We are charged with recommending salaries for the next term of elected officials in Allegheny County, and that will be from 2015 through 2018, and for the following positions. And they were the Orphans Court Judges, the Board of License Commissioners, which is the Liquor Board, the Board of Education, the Sheriff of Allegheny County, the Board of Elections, and the Board of County Commissioners. Those appointed to this committee were myself, Mr. James Bestpitch, representing the Western Maryland Central Labor Council, Clarence Broadwater, representing the Allegheny Garrett Fire and Rescue Association, Stu Zapsky, representing the Allegheny County Chamber of Commerce, Mr. Wayne Foote, representing the Allegheny County Republican Central Committee, Ms. Betsy Hurwitz-Swab, an at-large representative, and Mr. T.R. Robinette, Allegheny Farm Bureau representative. And I do believe at least 3 of the committee members are in attendance. Ms. Swab, Mr. Broadwater, and Mr. Zapsky. On October the 2nd, we had our initial organizational meeting, and from that meeting, we decided how we wanted to approach this. And with the help of the county, we had information gathered that compared Allegheny County in like size to other counties, as is population, and then also job description and duties of those offices that we were charged with making the recommendations for. We had specific dates, then we picked where we would meet with the certain groups. And the first of those groups was the Orphans Court Judges, and we met with them on October the 24th, 2012 at 3:30 p.m. Those present were Chief Judge Donna May, Associate Judge Billy Gilpin, and Associate Judge Mark Widmeyer, and they each made a presentation to the Salary Study Commission, members who were present. After consideration and discussion, and after the people who attended, the judges that attended and gave information, the folks that were there that night, the Salary Study Commission members who were present, came to the following decision. For the Chief Judge, we are recommending a 3% salary increase plus $300 for the year 2015. In the years after that, we are recommending a 3% salary increase for each year, 2016, 17, and 18. For the associate judges, we are recommending a 3% salary increase each year for 2015, 16, 17, and 18. The next group we met with was on October the 31st, 2012 at 3:30 p.m., and that was the Board of License Commissioners, the Liquor Board. Their chair, Michael Griffith, made a presentation to the Salary Study Commission. After consideration and discussion, after they had made their presentation, the commission agreed to recommend for the chair no salary increase, and for the members, no salary increase. Our next meeting was on November the 7th, 2012 at 3:30 p.m., and we met with the Board of Education, and they were represented by the President, Sarah Beth James, their Vice President, Lori Marchini, and member, Dr. Ed Root, and each made a presentation to the Salary Study Commission members. After consideration and discussion, after those folks had departed, the commission agreed to recommend to the county commissioners. The president received no salary increase, and the members, including the vice president, received no salary increase. We then met on November the 28th, 2012 at 3:30 p.m. with Sheriff of Allegheny County. Sheriff Craig Robertson made the presentation to the Salary Study Commission members present. After consideration and discussion, the commission agreed to recommend, and this is because of lake size and lake duties in areas akin to Allegany County. We are recommending that the sheriff's salary be increased to $70,000 for 2015, and then a 3% increase for 2016, 17, and 18. We feel that would bring our sheriff on par with those of lake counties and those with lake duties. On November the 28th, I believe that's an incorrect date there. I'm sorry, that was a November 21st date for the sheriff. It was a November 28th date for the election board at 4:20 p.m. No, I'm sorry, it was the same day. And we met with Rick DeVore, and he made the presentation to the Salary Study Commission on behalf of the president and the other members of the election board who were also present at the meeting but did not speak. After they departed and after consideration and discussion, the commission agreed to recommend no salary increase for the president and no salary increase for the members. On December the 5th, we met with the Board of County Commissioners, and those making presentations were County Commissioner William R. Valentine and President Michael McKay, and each made a presentation to the salary study members present. After consideration and discussion, the commission agreed to recommend to the commissioners that the president receive no salary increase and that the county commissioners receive no salary increase. And I might add to the public that that was also the commissioners' opinion when they made their presentations. They asked for no salary increase.
Correct, sir.
The actual dollar amounts of the recommendations are set forth on a separate summary, which each of the commissioners, county administrator, county attorney, and member of the press have. The Salary Study Commission, by its chair, William Duvall, hereby presents the above recommendations to the Board of County Commissioners for Allegany County, Maryland, for the term 2015 to 2018. And before I finish my presentation, there is one person that I publicly have to thank for all of her hard work and effort, and that is Ms. Sydney Young. Without her services, it would have been very, very difficult to accomplish what we accomplished in the amount of time we accomplished it in. So I would like to extend from myself and other members of the commission a debt of gratitude to Ms. Cindy Young, and thank you.
All right, thank you very much, sir. I don't know if I have a question, but I'd just like to thank the committee members for putting in the time and putting in the thought process for this. Mr. Rudd, what exactly is the process from here?
Well, the next process that you will have to give me direction to prepare a code bill to set these salaries for the next term, and it'll go through the normal process.
Okay.
For its code bill.
All right.
Thank you.
Thank you very much, sir.
My pleasure.
Commissioners, I think we should go ahead and direct the attorney to form some form of a code bill.
Absolutely.
Okay.
Do it.
The report as it stands.
As the report stands. That's exactly correct, sir. They're the ones that did the hard work. So thank you very much.
Thank you.
Okay, Commissioners, item number 2, this is an action agenda, Resolution 13-1, Allegany County Human Resources Development Commission Neighborhood Conservation Initiative Program application. I understand that Ms. Courtney Thomas, the Executive Director, is here. Welcome.
The resolution is actually a technical requirement for HRDC to be able to apply for funding under the Neighborhood Conservation Initiative. Several years ago, as the rolling out of the ARA funding under the American Recovery Act piece, the state of Maryland had a neighborhood stabilization impact fund program. This is very much mirroring that program. We had a resolution in 2009 by then Allegany County Board of Commissioners that supported our application, and we initially had submitted that to the state along with our application for funding for this round. And since so much time had passed, they wanted to make sure that the Board of Commissioners were still supportive of our work, which is basically the acquisition rehabilitation of blighted and abandoned properties for either residential or commercial reuse in South Cumberland, Maryland.
Okay. Perfect. Commissioners, any questions? I'd like to entertain a motion to authorize the county commissioners to sign Resolution 13-1.
So moved.
And seconded.
It's been moved by Commissioner Valentine, seconded by Commissioner Brody. All in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Aye. Any opposed? Motion carries.
Thank you.
Thank you very much. Keep up the good work. Commissioners, item number 3 is the alcohol misuse and prohibitive drug policy of the Allegany County Transit. Now, this is a memorable occasion because we're going to actually ask County Attorney Bill Rudd to assist in the meeting today.
Thank you.
It is yours, sir.
Is the 5 and 5 rule in effect? Or?
No, 5 and 0.
Originally, Mr. Levin was going to present this, but I suggested I would do that for him. So.
Minutes and not ours.
Okay.
Yes, sir.
All right. Our drug and alcohol policy, particularly as it relates to the transit department, was reviewed by the Federal Transit Administration. They're recommending some modest changes consistent with the law as it's evolved. And so this motion amends the current rules and regulations for drug and alcohol policy for that department, but also pulls them out of the general policies for county employees and safety-sensitive employees, because we change that one more often. It's different than the roads department, some other agencies, because of the fact they transport passengers and they come out of the Federal Transportation Agency. So that's what this motion does.
Okay.
Pretty simple.
Any questions, commissioners? I'd like to entertain a motion to authorize the county commissioners to adopt the updated drug policy for the Allegany County Transit.
So moved.
Is there a second?
Second.
It has been moved by Commissioner Brody, seconded by Commissioner Valentine. All in favor signify by saying aye. Aye. Any opposed? Motion carries. Thank you. Hello, Mr. Everly. What do we have on our consent agenda today, sir?
Commissioners, we have 3 items under the consent agenda for your consideration this evening, and 2 of them relate to board appointments. A third one is related to a travel request.
Okay. Commissioners, is there any discussion? I'd like to move that we accept our consent agenda. Is there a second?
Second.
It's been moved by Commissioner McKay, seconded by Commissioner Valentine. All in favor signify by saying aye. Aye. Any opposed? Motion carries. Switched up on you there, huh?
Yeah, you did.
And
I almost thought
telling you, cat-like
I
reflexes.
can change, I can misspell my name for a lot of years.
That's exactly right. Mr. Everly, what say you?
Commissioners, on Tuesday of this week, we had a bid opening, and it related to the second phase of the Jennings Run Sewer Rehab Project. And staff is in the process of formulating a recommendation to you that we hope to advance perhaps in 2 weeks.
Okay, wonderful. Bill, I understand that there's a glass of water there. I know you're parched and probably don't want to say anything after that long dissertation that you had, and so we'll call on you next time. So thank you very much for attending the meeting, sir. Commissioner Valentine.
Yes. First, I think everybody should turn and look at the little video camera up there and wave to Brian Gowans, who's doing his reporting for the Times through the streaming mode tonight. So, hi, Brian. Next week, of course, there won't be a commissioners meeting. We'll be down in Annapolis. Basically, it's stated that it's for the PACE reception, but PACE is a very minor part of what we'll be doing down there. We're heavily loaded with meetings from Tuesday till past midday Friday. So there's a lot of work that goes down there. PACE itself, the reception that evening, is just a nice little cap to the week's activities. So that's where we'll be next week.
Commissioner Brody.
I am just going to do a brief, quick rundown of this week's calendar, which will be posted online sometime Friday anyhow, but it's always there for everyone to see. So we'll start with Friday, January 11th, Rocky Gap interview, WHAG-TV. Saturday the 12th was Flintstone Volunteer Fire Company installation of officers. Monday, January the 14th, Economic Development Strategic Planning group meeting, Frostburg State. Wednesday, the 16th, Economic Development meeting, Chamber Economic Development meeting, PACE Committee meeting, Homeless Board meeting, Mountain Health Alliance meeting, Chamber Legislative Committee meeting. Thursday, January 17th, Town of Luke meeting, Maryland Municipal League meeting in Westernport, County Commissioners Public Business meeting, sir, and a Bel Air Crime Watch meeting after this.
Okay. Constituents. Looks like Mr. Wilmot has signed up today. Please announce your name and address for the record, please, sir.
I am Kenneth Wilmot. I live at 513 Fort Avenue. I'm here to inform you of a pit bull attack. I have a neighbor who owns 2 pit bulls, and he keeps them tied out on about an 8-foot leash. Last Friday evening, when I was walking home up the hill towards my house, one of these pit bulls attacked me. It's only by the grace of God that I'm even alive. This dog lunged at me, missed my face by about this much, that much. And I cannot begin to tell you the terror I had. I almost had a heart attack. I was luckily able to run into my neighbor's house, and they were home and let me in, and they called 911. The only response they got from 911 was, well, we'll call animal control. It's 10 minutes to 7 in the evening. Now, animal control has never responded in the last 2 years. I've called in at least 6 pit bulls running loose in the city of Cumberland. No response. I think it's a sin that we pay out all this money for animal control and you can't get nobody out. I got on the phone, had to get hostile with the dispatcher even to get a policeman out there. He arrived 45 minutes later. I am not a dog. I'm a taxpayer. I dedicated the best 20 years of my life in defense of this country. When I call or somebody calls that this person was attacked by a pit bull, the first thing they should say, I'll have a policeman right there on the money. Not, oh, we'll send an animal control officer out. They have animal control, and October 2010 was converted into animal rescue. They don't do any more control. And they just announced here at the last meeting in December, they are now doing trap, neuter, and release. So they're not doing any control of animals whatsoever. Releasing cats and dogs back out on the streets and byways of Allegany County ain't getting it, especially when it comes to pit bulls. Now, you people wrote the new Chapter 125, and it clearly states these pit bulls and these other vicious dogs are supposed to be behind a fence. They're not supposed to be on a leash. And I'm requesting that this law be enforced, that it be put in the newspaper, and I'd like to get a report back on the owner, what happened last Friday night.
Well, you're exactly correct, Mr. Wilmot. What we'll do...
This is a tragedy.
What I'd like you to do is the police report. I'm sure that he gave you a number. I'd like to get that number, if I would. And then if you could also get that number to Miss Linda over there and give her your telephone number.
I went,
and we'll have animal control check into that, because you were correct.
I filled out an affidavit
You did,
Tuesday
okay.
at 2:30. I got the copy.
Okay.
I waited till 8 o'clock that night. Nobody showed. Nobody. Police officer came at 7:35.
Okay.
And he said, you need a name? I said, no. I said, I'm just scared to death. I almost had a heart attack.
Well, I'd like you to get that information to Ms. Simpson, and we'll have
It's
somebody write on
all
that.
at the animal control shelter.
Well, I understand that, but if you have we'd love to make a copy of it.
This
That
person...
that will help us. Instead of just asking
Yeah.
about an event, we'll actually have the
This
specifics.
person lives at 524 Fort Avenue. And my neighbor who called it in lives at 526.
Okay.
Was the dog still on a leash when it lunged at you? Or was it free?
I was about 90 feet from this guy's house.
So
I'm
the
walking
dog
up-
was running free?
So it was strong and free.
It was loose, running loose. I was walking up the right side of the road, and I was walking with my back to traffic, so I wanted to cross over to the other side, because you know the hill I live on is real steep. So I was walking across the middle of it, And I heard this dog barking. I didn't pay no attention because this dog barks all the time, 24/7. And I didn't pay no attention. I started to walk across, and I happened to look over, and here this dog is in my face. You can't imagine the terror when you got
Completely
something like this in
understand.
your face. It's only by the grace of God I jerked back, and he missed me.
Right.
Anyway, I think we need to do something about stray dogs, especially pit bulls. Because if that had been a young child or an older lady or somebody, he would have ripped my face off if I wouldn't have jerked back.
Okay.
I just want you to know that. There
Linda,
are
please note
vicious
that.
dogs in this
We'll
city.
work on that, and as you well know, the pit bull thing has come up in the 2013 legislative session again, and so it's definitely on the radar,
Well,
and we need to look at that,
You
sir.
people wrote that new 125, and it clearly states that they're supposed to be behind a fence with a lock gate and everything. It's got all the particulars in it.
Well, like I said, we'll get at that investigation and look into it, and I'm glad you're here to report this, sir.
Thank you.
Yes, sir. Thank you, Mr. Wilmot.
What information you need?
Okay, I'd like to remind everyone of our next public business meeting will be January 31st, 2013 at 5 o'clock right here in room 100. Our next public work session will be February 14th, 2013 at 3 o'clock in room 212. I'd like to remind everyone that the Allegheny County Comprehensive Plan public meeting will be January 22nd, 2013 at 7 o'clock in room 100. I'd like to show a little light to the news release on the PACE reception and breakfast, but I'd like to also remind everyone that the Allegheny County government schedule for Monday, January 21st, 2013, Martin Luther King Day, the offices of the county government will be closed January 21st. Allegheny County Transit there will not be any fixed route bus service, and paratransit, that's the all-trans vans, will not operate on Monday, January 21st, 2013. And our compost and refuse disposal sites, the Frostburg collection area operated by Allegheny County adjacent to the landfill, will open as usual on Monday the 21st. The Mountain View landfill is a privately owned and operated by Waste Management. As we like to close every meeting, we thank you for your participation. Have a good evening.
Thank you.